In this video, I'm going to be talking about a very simple but very difficult skill in reducing your stress and anxiety, which is to do what you're afraid of. Now, that might sound really plain and almost stupidly simple, but it's amazingly effective in reducing your stress and anxiety around things in your life that you're afraid of or that you're avoiding. And the reason why it's so powerful and effective is because our anxiety and stress is related to avoidance. And the more that we avoid something that we're afraid of, the more afraid we become of it. So you can see how this works with procrastination, for example. Maybe you're scared of some work related task or a homework related task, and so you avoid doing it. And the more you avoid doing it, the more your stress builds until you actually do it, and then you realize, oh, this isn't so bad. But the problem is that because of anxiety and fear and the feelings it brings up in us, we'd rather avoid something than go ahead and do it. And this is also the principle that underlies exposure therapy, which is the treatment for anxiety disorders like phobias of spiders or of needles, or social phobia, social anxiety. Even CBT for PTSD symptoms uses a similar approach where a person is exposed to the trauma memory through talking about it, through journaling about it in a safe environment, and then they learn, oh, this is actually not going to kill me. This is something that happened in the past. So here's how it works. Basically, whatever you're afraid of, figure out a thing that you can do to face your fears and to get exposure to the anxiety. So if you're afraid of talking to people at parties, for example, maybe you have a bit of social anxiety, what you want to do is do that as much as possible. Talk to as many people as you can every single day and basically do the opposite of what anxiety wants you to do. Now, this is very important. You have to stay in the situation long enough for your anxiety to go down. So for example, if you have social anxiety and you go to talk to someone, your anxiety will go up. That's the whole point. But as time goes on, if you stay in that situation, it will naturally go down. Emotions don't stay the same forever, whether they be happiness, sadness, or fear. And so what happens is when you stay in the situation long enough for that anxiety to taper and go down, is your body and your mind realizes, oh, this is not a life-threatening situation. Anxiety is a survival response your body does to keep you alive. And social situations or things that are not actually dangerous are not, they're not a threat to your physical body, but your brain doesn't know that because your brain is wired to keep you alive. So you need to stay in the situation long enough for that anxiety to go down in order for your body to realize that it's okay, because anxiety and stress is in the mind, but it's also in your body. And the other key is to do this gradually. So if you're afraid of talking to strangers, don't just, do a public speaking event in front of thousands of people to start. Obviously, you wouldn't do that, but you need to do it gradually. So maybe you just start with saying hello to people. When you're walking by them on the street, don't look down, don't look away. Maybe a simple step would be taking out your earbuds on the bus so that you're not isolating yourself off from other people and just looking around at other people. People with social anxiety often look down and avoid, eye contact because they don't want to talk. You need to identify the ways that you're avoiding. For me, I don't have social anxiety with talking to strangers, but I have social anxiety with talking about difficult conversations with colleagues or friends. So I don't like having hard conversations where I'm putting a demand on someone or I'm talking about something that I'm not happy with. And so for me, what it looks like is I have to go ahead and have those conversations, because the more that I have them, the more I realize, oh, it's okay, right? The person, they understand where I'm coming from, or even if it's a hard conversation, it's way better than kind of stewing in my own juices, worrying about what they might be thinking and how the situation might be affecting me later. So the other key is to do it every day. So you want to do it gradually. You want to stay in the situation long enough for the anxiety to go down, and you have to do it every single day. This is like a muscle. So the more that you do it, the more the anxiety and the fear will go down. If you just do it once a week, it's not going to make a difference. If you just do it, if you go into the situation but you leave while you're still afraid, it's not going to make a difference. It actually could make it worse. So you want to do it every single day. You want to stay in the situation until your anxiety goes down, and you want to start small and then gradually increase. And if you do that consistently, you're going to find that your anxiety will go down, your confidence will increase, and you'll be able to have more sense of confidence in situations that you didn't have maybe for years if you follow this simple plan. I didn't say it was easy. It is difficult to do, but it is very simple. The process, the more that you avoid something, the more your anxiety will go up. the more that you face your fears, the more your anxiety will go down. But it takes consistency, it takes perseverance, and it takes a gradual approach so that you don't get too discouraged in the beginning. So go ahead, try that out, face your fears. You'll find anxiety will decrease and you'll become more confident as the days go on.